Hello, and thank you for joining me at You Belong Coaching Women with ADHD. I wanted to give you all an update now that I have my diagnosis and now that I know what my treatment is going to look like going forward, and the fact that I will be exploring um, how to utilize therapy along with medication. Um, but I wanted to talk about the fact that now that I know what it is, that it's not just ADHD, but that it's ADHD combination, which really makes a big difference on how I'm treated, I definitely feel relieved. I want to say I understand now how to proceed. And so I feel like my diagnosis now has a face to it. And because it has a face to it, I know how I can move forward and I can get the help in the exact direction that I need to go into. And that makes a really big difference. What I will say is that do feel like I'm having an out of body experience because now that I know exactly what my diagnosis is and I it has a face, I feel like I am having that out of body experience where I see where it's showing up at. And I can see the impulsivity side of it, and then the inattentive side, the lack of focus, and different things like that. So that's really important for me to be able to identify that. So now I feel like I am giving myself permission to um, to understand my brain and how my brain works now that I have this diagnosis. So now, instead of me fighting against myself or my brain, I'm learning how to work with it. And that's really important when you get the exact diagnosis of what's going on. And so that's what really makes me feel relieved because now I understand how to work with how I think. um, I can look at and see how there are moments when I'm hyper focused, and then when there's moments when my energy sort of crashes, and maybe I even appear to be antisocial. Now I know that that's my ADHD showing up. Not that it's an excuse, but it does explain why I'm doing the things that I'm doing, and so now I feel empowered. So the other day I went to an event and I wasn't as social as I can be. So there's times when I'm really bursting um, with, um, I'm just bursting socially. And then there are times when I'm really, really low key. And really, at the end of the day, those types of events where there's large crowds, they give me some anxiety. And so now I kind of understand why, and I'm really appreciating knowing more about me. Um, but now the big question is, that I've been asking myself is what comes next now that my diagnosis has a face and I know how to proceed, and I'm taking these extra measures. What do I do? What do I do next? How will these tools help me? Will medication give me or help me to be maybe more calm? Will therapy help me create routines that actually stick? Because that's what's really important. Um, I don't know. I don't know how these things are going to do, but I'm really, really hopeful. And honestly, I think a lot of us ask the same things in life. What does a better me even look like? I don't know what that looks like. And sometimes it feels like I'm chasing after an idea that I can't quite see. So I'm hoping that that is not the case. I'm hoping that I see a difference. I know that ultimately I have to just be patient. Um, and that is my goal. I'm trying to create um, less clutter in my surrounding areas. around my room and, of course, at work. So I'm just doing these little things that are going to help me while I wait for the therapy and the medication to do its part. I'm working to do my part. So what I will say to you all is, if you ever felt like you're figuring yourself out and like you're in between who you've been and who you're becoming, you're definitely not alone. I'm definitely going through the same thing, and I can only imagine how many other people are feeling the exact same way. So I don't have, of course, all the answers yet, but I am here and I'm learning and I'm sharing, and I'm hoping that my journey can encourage you and yours. And with that being said, I am working on a three-part series ebook, and then a journal, and then a book around my personal journal, my personal story or personal journey of ADHD, to support and encourage others to come out and seek the support and help that they need. So I hope that I have been of some encouragement to you and of some benefit to you. And I plan to do that and to be supportive to this community in this way and in many other ways to come. So please continue to watch, follow, comment, like, subscribe. I really appreciate it. Thank you for joining me at You Belong Coaching Women with ADHD. Bye bye.